Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the long-awaited and much overdue Call of Cthulhu. I'm Kamchak Fisko. Come join me for an H.P. Lovecraft nightmare.
It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
I didn't exactly want to initiate this immediately, but it is what it is.
You're crazy. The cops, they can't understand.
At least we'll get in, we'll find some clues, then we can come back out and talk to everybody. I kind of wanted to make sure we talked to everybody about everything before we move forward, but... oh well. Oh, I never even went over here. Okay, yeah, there's nothing to interact with there. Just want to make sure.
We saw this guy poking around here.
It's fine. He's with me.
Oh, okay.
Ah, you're suddenly singing a different tune, aren't you? And actually, I haven't poked around over here yet. I avoided it on purpose. Let's check, see if there's anything down the alleyways really quick. Yeah, I mean, she seems like a legitimate, gangster boss. She's rational, she's very methodical, and she's
Be a
very...
gentleman and move that for me.
Sure. Yeah. Well, she's a bitch because she has to be. She has to keep the men in line. She has to keep all of her people in line. If she wasn't, she'd be appear as weak.
That's how it's done. Do I still need to hold your hand? Or do you think you'll get by on your own now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
I get the feeling she plays a much bigger role than just this part. Something tells me, depending on how you play it, she very much becomes an important ally.
Ugh, this place stinks.
Of course it does. It's got dead shit everywhere.
What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Okay, this is the mechanic I heard about. Actually, wait, before we reconstruct, let's see if we can find everything. I don't know if we can find the clues beforehand or not. It looks like not. We have to reconstruct first. Alright. I hate when they use white as the light reference. That's annoying.
What happened here?
Somebody broke the window. Or mirror, not window.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? Can't sleep. I know how that feels. It smells as bad as it looks.
Yeah?
Le Petit Parisien. Who might keep a news clipping about Sarah Hawkins? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? Someone treasures this crumpled picture to the point of sleeping with it.
Okay, so I think we've seen everything we can see. Alright, we exit the same way we entered. God, that's bright. New clue to memorize Hawkins' warehouse. Oh, so we damn near have a photographic memory. That's awesome. Alright, I want to max out spot check before we do investigation, even though investigation is literally lockpicking. Oh, we'll go to 100. Okay, cool. So I could easily dump that and we'd get our lockpick up to 50%. Yeah, respect for respect, exactly. I don't know, we got it pretty high. You know what? I want to get lockpicking a little higher, because clearly we're going to need it. Cat, age 24, gang boss of the gang of bootleggers, which seems to use Darkwater as a hideout. Cat always keeps an eye on her territory, zone of the abandoned warehouse on the docks. I have the impression that all of the men in Darkwater fear her. Even Mitchell, the owner of the stranded whale, is reluctant to talk about her. She uses Darkwater as a point of departure for her cargoes of whiskey. She is slowly gnawing away at Captain Fitzroy's territory. Hawkins Warehouse, officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death. This warehouse recently housed the clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to that fact. The presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from a wound, as well as pills, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupant seems obsessed with Sarah Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life, photograph, press cuttings. But the discovery of a partially charred painting recognized by Officer Bradley as having come from the Hawkins mansion that allows all doubt to be lifted as the link between the contents of this building and the Hawkins case. Yeah. And I can't, interact with any of this. So, it's only from the flashback, and if you get all the pieces, you put all the pieces together. Which makes sense.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce, I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Honestly, we should... oh, that's a psychology one. Fingers crossed.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
Shit.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail?
Yeah.
I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here.
And I
Come
can
on.
help you with that.
My car's parked down the way.
Okay, so
Andrews, would you please shut the door?
Oh, don't tell me I'm leaving already. I'm not
Open your
done!
eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it.
Shit, I don't get to talk to
Her
everybody.
again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building?
Well, whatever else we had to learn on the
That's
beach,
Hawkins
I
mansion.
missed it.
Come on, we got some driving to do.
If I'd known that talking to her was finalizing everything moving forward, I would have waited and talked to everybody else. Garden of the Hawkins mansion. Pierce managed to get into the warehouse, a place thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises, signs of recent occupation as well as partly charred painting. Interrupted by his searching by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. So that could have gone differently. Enter madness. Yep, whatever else we could have learned, I fucked it up. Shit. It already looks like she's tried to widen his smile. Clearly somebody's squatting. The locals
Well,
or
here we
somebody
are,
else?
Hawkins mansion.
I don't know if it's this Silas guy or if it's something else.
The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You manage to get something out of that bum, I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time.
Okay.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember.
So he's the
Charles
only
was like a
survivor.
son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I got a few questions.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Why do I
Could
doubt
he be a
that?
problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to agree with the cop. You asked for advice, then you disregarded. That was...
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
I have other questions. Calm down. We ain't done.
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around it, would seem. So, since
That's how
you
you
already know
investigate.
it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house.
Makes
It
sense.
remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
One more.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Interesting. We're going to be able to walk the line of making an ally possibly with the bootleggers and the cops.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Him being there is going to interfere with what I can ask Silas. But it will also earn brownie points with the cops. Fuck.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
I'm going to regret this, but it's beneficial for loyalty. It's also going to cut off certain conversation options. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think we're going to have to follow him just because I don't know if he's going to have like a conversation along the way or anything. But he also did say he's only going to escort us to Silas, so he should take off after that convo. So I might be able to talk to Silas afterward. They buried him here, on the grounds. Surprised I can't grab a lantern yet. We've seen a few of them.
Poor kid. Poor kid.
Okay, that's all he says. Whoops.
Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
A little bit.
Let's go to the mansion.
Okay, so he's just going to meet
Please
us
give
in
me a
certain
minute.
places.
I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial.
That's
What
fair.
kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting?
That's
I
the
don't
question.
see Silas doing such a thing, let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that.
Yeah,
Lord,
this is the locals.
have pity on this poor family.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
Is there anything else to find here? And he needs a minute before he'll take us up to the church, which gives us a chance to look around elsewhere. Plus, him not being here means we'd be missing out on these dialogues that he's giving us.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined.
1693. Damn. That's the way to the mansion, so let's go check out that part of the grounds I was looking at. And then we still have a left up here.
Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place. Sturdy. And well sharpened. Sturdy.
Okay, I can't grab it. I
Well
was hoping I
sharpened.
could pick it up. Doesn't hurt to be armed. Alright, I gotta be quick about this because I don't know how long he needs to grieve. Because clearly he knew them. Probably friends of them. Figurine of a whale carved from wood. It's a sort of toy that sailors made for their children. We might be able to ask about that. Alright. Would have kept poking over here if I'd known he was just going to go to the location and stop. So I need to be thorough that I've found all the clues I want to find before moving on, because we don't know what the triggers will be moving forward, which is going to make it hard to do that without accidentally moving forward like I already just did. Okay, yeah. So I guess he'll just meet us at the manor. Which might give us time to talk to Silas before he's there. I'm sure this has more to do with the cult than it does her killing her family. That's just how it be with H.P. Lovecraft. Unless literally the end of her story was she found out too much, saw too much, and spared her family a much worse fate. That's a possibility.
This entrance is still in use.
Would you stop triggering shit? I want to explore!
Whoa!
You are trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
Whoa!
Bradley, now'd be a great time to show up.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police
I figured I'd get
report
through.
describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
Investigation professional. Let's try pushing.
No
it.
one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin.
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Yeah. I still need to talk to him above and beyond all this anyway. Man, this place goes for ways. Can we do anything with the gate?
This gate is locked.
Nope, because we didn't get that key.
My personal thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in. You all are awesome viewers. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot to me, and I do hope you enjoy it. You all take care of yourselves. If you want to see more of me, come to the video on the list, or stay tuned for more. Feel free to leave a comment below, and please remember to click that like button if you enjoyed the video. In the meantime, fare thee well, everyone.